Okay. Good afternoon again to everyone. Happy to have you around. Remember to introduce yourself like, hello, I'm present, I'm here, so that I can know who I can count on to answer a couple of my questions today. I prepared a very good lesson. Well, it's a topic I really enjoy. I actually enjoy, I think I enjoy all the marketing topics, but this is one that really challenges me because if we do marketing, as we always say, if we communicate that well our products, then we must make sure that this P that we're learning today is functioning and is doing very, very well. The P, I don't know if you read it, but I introduced the P that we're learning today. Can anyone tell me what are we learning today? I put it in the tareas, not the tareas, in the Teams app right before you had to log into the class. I just want to know if you read that before you log in to the meeting. Did you read it? Do you know what it was? You know when you have to log in? Whoa, there you go. Very good. Good, good, good. Place. Victoria Centurion. Very good. Today we're going to learn about place. The marketing channels. Very good. And the marketing channels, if we just want to sum up, is a way that we can get our product from the producer to the consumer. From the producer or the factory to the consumer. If it's a product, we can do it. If it's a service, the same thing. We should make the product or the service's way into the consumer's hand. Or if the final consumer is not a consumer, but it's another business, then we should do the same thing. And we will discuss about those issues today. But before we start, I want to tell you about a sort of game-ish that I usually organize every year with my students in the first course. And it's super sad because we can't do it together. So I want to introduce it to you. So if you are in Guarani, we would say tecorei enough. If you are tecorei enough, or if you want to be super good enough and try out a marketing experiment, then you do it at home. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I usually do. It's okay, Mateo. Welcome, welcome. So let me just show it to you. This is something that we do in class. It's called blind testing. And blind testing is an experiment that we can arrange in order to try out something. And what we do is we expose the different participants to different variables and we see the results. Okay. Usually what I would do, hello Jane, what I would do is this, okay? And I want you to do it, if you can, at home. Usually in class, I bring many bags, you know, the plastic bags, the Ziploc bags. I have 4 different plastic bags, and I just chop the different cookies that you can see there in the pictures, and I select them in different plastic bags, and I make the students come in a line in a row, so they have to close their eyes and sort of like hand me their hands as if you would do it in church to get the sacramento, right? And you will be there and get it into your mouth, okay? What you have to do is try it out. And what you have to do, if you can, if you may, if you want, this is totally optional. Feel free to do it if you want. Do it at home and give it a try. See if your family members are capable of identifying which cookie they are trying out. Okay? It is very, very important, number one, that you cut in different shapes. Because sometimes, as you can see, a frac cookie, even if you hold it into your mouth, of course, you're going to know what it is, right? So you got to chop it into like 4 squares, maybe if it's an Oreo, or if it's a frog, just chop it in different triangles, right? And you made them try it with their eyes closed. If you want to cover their eyes, that's perfect. If you don't, then they just gotta trust that they can close their eyes, put something in, and bring it to their mouth without looking, right? So number 1, chop it, okay? Cut it in similar shapes. Number 2, to cover the brands. So of course you have to know which cookie you're gonna give to the person, but they shouldn't see it, right? Number 3, cover the eyes, and number 4, register everything. So you set an order. Usually what I do is I make a list, and in the list I put, let's say, so Vivi Parra will try first the Oreo and then the Aventura Black. And I have it so that I just see it. So as soon as she comes, I find that in the plastic bag, make her try. And whatever she answers, I just write down all the list first. And then after everyone has finished, then I tell the results. Usually, and it is crazy, you might think, no, I would never mix these flavors. I mean, I totally love Oreo, and I'm sure that I will identify this. Well, try it at home if you can, okay? You will be amazed of how influenced we are by brands. And this is actually an exercise or a testing, an experiment that is done in some businesses, especially when they will launch a new product. And as you saw in the Coca-Cola case, remember the Pepsi challenge, what they did back in the 1980s? The Pepsi challenge had the same thing. And that is another thing you can do here, right? You can get maybe something that is light or zero with no sugar or slight sugar. The different Cokes, Pepsi, Nico, De La Costa, okay? You pick, but they have to be, of course, of similar flavor. So in this case, all the colas, and in different glasses or cups, and make them try. It's super, super fun. If you get to do it this weekend, as you can see, maybe they copy Oreo. I'm not sure. Well, I think that Oreo was the first one, but yeah, it's a way of producing something that could be. Yeah, you're right, people. They could have copied. But seriously, it's super, super amazing. In this case, you will spend only, I don't know, 10, 12,000 guaranis. This will be a little bit more expensive. But if you get to do any of the above, please make sure you send it to my email. And if you want to leave it anonymous, then do it. I just want to register, like in pictures or in videos, if you can do it. And if you want me to just keep it to myself, then I will see it. But if you want me to share it with the class, then I will share it too. Okay? So I hope you get to do it, at least one of you, and you tell me how it goes. Mika, I can difference the Coke Zero between a really? Wow. Well, that's like the hugest dream of Coca-Cola. I mean, when was it? Yeah, last year we went to the Coca-Cola company with the first course, and while they were listening to the people's speech there, they would tell us that in Coca-Cola, their sort of like their long-term view is to level down the amount of sugar in all the types of drinks they offer, in all their product lines. So what they want is for it to feel like that, just like what you're saying. Someone tries the normal or the classic one, and then try the other one and doesn't feel a difference. Well, that's like the hugest dream. And they're trying it with different, like, edulcorantes. I don't know how you say it in English. They did try it with stevia. I don't know if you've seen Coca-Cola Life that was sold in Argentina. And I heard that they are trying the stevia here in Paraguay too, but it has like a sour flavor at the end. So as for now, they can switch it, like in general, for the normal flavor. But that's like their dream come true if someone can say, I don't tell the difference between one and the other. That's like a super marketing effect. especially because it's like a campaign that they're always publicizing, people are, if you listen to the Coke Zero Sugar or the light Coke, Diet Coke, they're saying it tastes the same, chill, you just give it a try and you won't tell a difference. That's like a dream come true. Okay, but today, are there any questions until now? Everything clear? Can someone tell me if you won? If you want to do it? Nico tried with Terry. Yeah, they did too. Yes, yes, yes. And it's amazing, super, super incredible to see the actual way that people cannot tell the difference between one thing and the other. And sometimes I've heard, at least when I did it with you, not with you, but with the other courses in the first course, they would tell me, I hate Aventura. I would never, like, I would totally guess it, and blah, blah, blah. And I would have people trying Aventura and saying, this is Oreo. So that's like super crazy. If you have brothers or sisters that were my students, you can check with them because that's true, that happened. So it'll be super, super, super fun if you can do it. So let us start today's lesson. Today we will introduce ourselves into the chapter 12, Marketing Channels and Supply Chain Management. Today's Wednesday. I think school is open until what, today or tomorrow, right? Has anyone found their marketing books already there? Who can tell me if you have your marketing books? Do you have them with you? No? Good. You have it, Bianca? Okay, well, I hope you get it, because from now on, that will be the way that you can continue doing the work. Please, please, please make sure you find it. We have tried, seriously, we have tried to do this since the very beginning of the quarantine, and it was super crazy. Rafa. It was super crazy that they didn't let us go to school, and they got a permission in order to open the school for you to go to find your books. So please, please go and do it tomorrow. I think school is open until 4 every day. So please make sure, if you can, try to go at least at some time so you can find it. Follow the instructions of the schedules and stuff, but if you can't, communicate with your teacher and with Juan Carlos, and let him know that you're trying to find it. Okay. What else? What else? Okay, so if you have your books over there, let me give you a little instruction about this. The books have this is our marketing book. It's a super beautiful book. It's super thick. It's from Cengage Learning. Oh, sorry. It's from Cengage Learning, and this is super good. And let me tell you, from now on, and remember me for the rest of your life, what you learn here is the best content that you can save in your beautiful minds for the rest of your life regarding to marketing. Okay? I'm not saying tens, 12, 15, 20, 30 people, former students, texted me after they finished school saying, teacher, what we've done in school is super great. I had to study nothing in university because everything was super awesome. Seriously, because this book, if I'm not mistaken, this is used in college. That means after, like in the first years of university, if I'm not mistaken. So what we do in school is we divide it into two, so that one part you can do it in first course, another part you can do it in the second course, and in the third course you have the full book. Okay. And whenever you get it, please make sure, if you have it with you right now, you will see that when you open your book, right there, you can see what? The book chapter, okay? Usually you ask, what page, teacher? What page? Okay? And I don't want to answer that. As I say to every single course that I taught, I'm not going to tell you the page number. You got to find it. So every time I talk to you, I will usually tell you, let's go and let's open. Oh, you can't see anything there. I'm not a YouTuber. Of course, you can see that. Okay, so I would say, let's go to the marketing channels and supply chain management chapter. So you'll find it there. And another reference that I might give to you is, I could say, let's go to chapter 12 and there we go, learning outcome, LO2, LO6, LO7. As you can see here, that is LO, which means learning outcome. Is what we will learn today is blah, 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 blah. Okay, so those two things. The book number, the chapter number that you can find in the corner, and the LO that I might give a reference to from now on, that you will have your books already. Okay? It's a beautiful book. The content is super great, and I hope you really take care of your books, because you will have to give it back to school after the end of the year. Okay? So let us start with our chapter 12. Marketing channels and supply chain management. What we will learn here is the P of place, like I said before, to place your product from the producer to the consumer's hand, or from the producer to another business. Okay? What we will do is sort of like to see how our product goes through different channels in order to get to the hands of the consumer. So let me show you an example here. What would happen? I just edited with the different logos that you can be related to. This same example is in your book, but of course with American examples, so I'm not sure if you will know it. So let's imagine that consumer 1 wants to buy a product from these different brands. Imagine if they didn't have an intermediary. If we didn't have an intermediary store, we would have had to go to Ufesa to buy one home appliance, to Athletic to buy a static bicycle, to Tokyo to buy the microwave, to Samsung to, you know what I mean? Like, you would have to go to every single place if we didn't have an intermediary. So like it says there, without an intermediary, 5 producers times 4 consumers, you would have around 20 transactions. What we do in this case is we have an intermediary that help us have way less transactions. We still have the 4 consumers, we still have the 5 brands, but with an intermediary, the transactions only come to 9. Okay, so this is like tupi, yeah. So in that case, this is like one of the greatest benefits of having an intermediary. Tupi enters the chat. Yeah, so Tupi could be there instead of González Jiménez. That would be another intermediary. The producer would be the brand, the brands on top, and in the middle we would have a retailer that sells it to the consumers. Okay. Let me give you another example. What brand is this? Who guesses which brand these pencils belong to? You tell me. Faber-Castell, very good. Rafa, you were the one that guessed the brands in... Very good, Valedoma. You were the one that guessed all the brands in Logo Quiz, I remember, in the very first classes. Very good, Mika. Good, good, good. So, let's see an example of Faber-Castell. In the case of Faber-Castell, and if we had a normal chain for us to understand how the product from Faber-Castell comes to our hands, we might think this way. Well, between a parenthesis, Faber-Castell, this specific box of Faber-Castell was like my dream when I was younger. I don't know you, but every time I walked in the shopping Mariscal and I would see the box in Maita, I would like get super crazy. I love these huge boxes with colors. I still like them. I mean, I don't have it. Do I have it here? Well, it's not that box, but I still have like. You can make me happy by giving me colors and those things. Okay, so here, let us see this. These are the different consumer product channel structures. Okay, so we have, in this case, the consumer product. We will see afterwards, but I will leave it to the next class for us to understand the business channel structures. But we will see the consumer channel structures. We can see that there's a direct channel from the producer to a consumer, or retailer channel, producer, retailer, consumer, wholesaler, producer, wholesaler, retailer, consumer, or the last one, the longest one, is producer, agent or broker, wholesaler, retailer, consumer. It sounds difficult. It's easier than it sounds. So this will be the example. So I don't know if you know it, but the business that represents Faber-Castell here in Paraguay is called Martínez Hermanos. When I was little, I used to go to Martínez Hermanos because we were 4 sisters. So we would do compras al por mayor. My mom would do that. So that has a name, and that is called wholesaler. Okay? So Faber-Castell would sell their products to wholesalers that are Martínez Hermanos. You could buy there in large quantities. Okay? Martínez Hermanos would sell it to the Seal store that you have there, the Seal bookstore, and then the Seal bookstore would sell it to the student. So that is a normal marketing channel that you could understand. Okay? Do you have any questions? Do you know this business? Have you ever heard of Martínez Hermanos? Please tell me you have heard about Martínez Hermanos. Who has? You did? Good. Has anyone else heard of Martínez Hermanos? Yes? No? Good, good, good. Usually, large families know Martínez Hermanos because seriously, they have a greater price if you're gonna buy it straight from them. Or if you're doing social welfare, or you wanna buy, I don't know, like school kits to give to different schools for Children's Day or something like that, then you can go straight to Martínez Hermanos, and they have these huge savings when you buy from three quantities or more. No. Good. And it's okay that you don't know this brand. It's okay if you didn't know Martínez Hermanos. Why? Because Martínez Hermanos' intention is not to sell to you. Where would you buy your Faber-Castell items from? Can you tell me where would you buy? Where do you buy your school supplies? You tell me. Where do you usually buy them? Jero, what is librería? You say it in English. Number 1. Number 2, give me an example. Which one is it? Good, Krishna, Maita. Vale, Maita, Rafa, Maita. Oh, everyone buys from Maita? Seriously? Good. So, in that case, if we had Maita or the Seal bookstore or any other Dulcinea, and I don't know what other bookstores are there, then those that sell straight to the consumers that are us. Hi, Ma. Okay. Good. Thank you for joining. Good. Listen carefully what I'm gonna explain now, because this is like the ground base for what we're doing today. So we are the consumers, we're the student, or you're the students. Then we have Seal, the Seal bookstore, or in your case, Maita, or other bookstores that you know, would be the retailers. As you remember, retailer is a store that sells straight to the consumers, or venta al por menor, like we would say in Spanish. Okay? And then yes, it is a scam. Come on, people. You shouldn't say that. They are there to save you. You can feel free to go elsewhere. I mean, that's why competition exists. Good. So, Seal bookstore or Librería Seal or Maita would be retailers. Martínez Hermanos would be wholesalers. And Faber-Castell would be the producer. That is a chain. If we, oh good, the supermarket is another retailer, very good. And the supermarket is another store that could be in between Martínez Hermanos. If you go, let me see if this has an example. I'm not sure where I bought this. I think I bought this in Martínez Hermanos once. But if you go to a supermarket, then you might find that the box of your Faber-Castells might have a little sticker. You check it, maybe in your colors or something. They might have a sticker that says representa y distribuye Martínez Hermanos, and the cell phone and the RUC, something like that. It's a data that's usually always included in the product items that you buy. So if we see this, which one would there belong? I mean, the example of Faber-Castell. Forgot the name for a while. I don't know. Yeah, that's the representante. Good. And it is very important that in this case, Tigo is a retailer. They are both the producer and the retailer, because we buy from them, and they offer a direct channel. If you see there, producer to consumer, because we go straight to Tigo. If we had an intermediary, let's say you go to, what is it? Maybe if you are buying, if you're buying your cell phone from Compu Market, for example, or Tecnostore, then you would have the producer would be Apple or Samsung, and you would buy it from a retailer that is, in this case, the example of Compu Market or Tecnostore. That's the about the representante. Sorry, my nose is itching. Okay, so somehow in this case, this particular case, the Martínez Hermanos is both the representative, like they represented it here in Paraguay, and they're also a wholesaler. They sell mayorista, so they're both. You can have someone in between there, another business. And another thing that we might have in the way could be agents or brokers. Do you see it there? There's an example of agents or brokers. But I won't explain agents or brokers until you finish the word. And just like you said, Magda and Valeria, this example I showed you was a wholesaler channel. Very good, very good, very good. Are there any questions? Do you understand what we're explaining here? Is it clear? Yes? So now you understand how everything works. There's no hidden thing here. When you start understanding these things, then you might be super helpful for other businesses to improve. Like I said, remember a couple of classes I encouraged you to speak to your parents, and maybe have a deep conversation about how they're doing with their businesses or in their work. Sorry, my nose is super itchy. Okay, so as I was saying, you should have a deep conversation with them. Well, one of the things you can find is an alternative. Usually, we believe if there's something from a marketing perspective that we can do, it will be let's communicate, let's do an advertising, let's do something out of the ordinary and advertise on TV, advertise on the radio. That is one thing. But another thing that you can be helpful with is try to have another distributor. All the members in the channel are different distributors or intermediaries. I was speaking to a friend. He is a chef. He usually cooks, and he cooks in events in houses, right? He was working in La Misión Hotel Boutique, and then he worked in La Vienesa, and then he worked in another hotel in Pilar because he's from Ayolas, and he's very good cooking. And from one day to the other, well, he usually cooked in the mornings for, these viandas for lunch, so people can have their lunch boxes at work. So he would cook for banks and Prosegur and stuff that he would have in a specific area. And after coronavirus appeared, then no one would go to the office, then he could not sell anymore. So his issue wasn't that much that he wasn't well known, because his clients all knew about him. But the issue was the place, because in that case he couldn't distribute his food anymore because they weren't working, and he wouldn't go to each one's houses because they didn't have him as a consideration to have lunch anymore. So I was recommending him to create an Instagram account, and his pizzas are the best. So he decided to create pizzas at a very affordable price and start selling it. And one of the recommendations I gave to him is you have to get well known as which is your coverage, your area coverage for the distribution. He didn't think about it. He was like feeling, after having specific dynamics, he would work in the mornings for these lunch boxes, and at night visiting so many houses and cooking, like doing pizza in people's houses, and then from Monday to the like without having anything to do. So he started doing this, and that was like super good. If you want to follow, Yo Para was it? Yeah, Yo Para food. It's super great. So we're helping right now with the agency. We're gonna help him to get well known. So in that case, that will be a good example of a way that you can help your parents too. If they want to see how they can do better, if they had one specific client, now you can tell them, well, Mom, have you ever thought of selling this same product but to other businesses? Or Dad, have you ever thought of, trying to, one of the things that I told my friend, he's called Freddy, I told Freddy, why don't you sell your pizzas? Maybe if you can start doing delivery to people's homes, that will be the first channel, direct channel. And after you get like a huge dynamics of producing many pizzas, then you might get to sell it to a biggie. So you can sell it to, in that case, it will be a retailer channel. Sell it to a retailer and then they sell it to consumers. But in that case, you have to do a mass production. So these are things we might consider. So what I want you to do right now, does anyone have a question? No? Crystal clear? We understood the different channels? Yes? What I want you to do is to answer these 5 questions. I uploaded this already to the files in the Teams platform. So if you visit the Teams app, maybe if you want to take a picture or something, you still have it in the PDF file. So you go to Equipos, Marketing, Archivos. Okay? Equipos, Marketing, Archivos. You will find the lesson there. I want you to copy this and answer it in your notebooks, in your marketing notebooks, and I will wait for a while, okay? I left the pages there. If you have your books, then let me tell you the page. I'm going to tell you the page because you have it. Marketing channels. You will start it, chapter 12, page 389, okay? No, not in Word, in your marketing notebooks. I want you to write it with handwriting. Okay? So as you finish, I will put a chill music so you can do it, okay? Let me know if you have any questions. Mateo, don't feel bad. Let me know if you have issues finding the work. It's just 5 questions. Ah, yes, sorry, the page 389. 389, if you have it. You can open there. Rafa, you didn't see it? Lesson 6, I believe it was. It's a folder, and there you can open it and find the file. It's not in tareas. It's in equipos, marketing, and then archivos. Yes, please. Please, Mateo, you should rewrite the questions. Don't be mad at me. You have to do it. Otherwise, you won't understand what you're saying. Rafa, did you find the file? Good, good, good. You aren't finding it? Just like I said there. Equipos, marketing, archivos. Can anyone send the file to the WhatsApp group maybe? I can copy it here again. I will put it here. I'm just gonna have to stop the music. Here it is. There are some people missing that I'm not seeing here. Okay, have you ever used one of those apps to win online money? To win online money, like IQ option. No, I didn't. I believe they're all scams. Seriously. I mean, everything that has a promise that will give you fast money in short time, I think you shouldn't trust those. I have once have been involved in these sellings, you know, these natural products, and there are many businesses that do sell like a pyramid sort of multi-level. I don't know if you've heard it, multi-level marketing. I believe they are too. You have to be careful. Um, why? Because whatever you work hard for, then that will give you like credit. Everything that tells you you will do it super fast and you will earn money with in no time. Like you gotta be very careful. Read all the conditions. Usually, all these examples will let you like invest just a small investment and then you will return it in no time. Like it's a personal issue. Like I don't trust those. I've had many, many, many friends, and I personally have been involved in one of them, so I wouldn't trust them. Yeah, why are you involved now? Have you tried? Have you tried Matute? Which one have you? Okay, let me ask for some names. Peter Alexander. Do we have him here? Yes, no. I haven't seen him. Ornella and Diego Rios. These three people are missing, right? Please say you're here if you are. Corona. Yeah, you gotta be super careful, Matute, with those stuff. True. Nothing that is of great value. Oh, hey, Peter. Nothing that is of great value will come super fast. A super fast relationship will go as fast as it came. Like everything that comes in an easy way will go in an easy way too. Orne, you didn't say present. I didn't see you up here. Good. Are you doing your work? Please let me know as soon as you finish. This shouldn't take more than 15-20 minutes. Good, good. We had a Riquelme classmate here, right? Is this Riquelme a relative? Who was it? Leticia Magali Riquelme. Are you a relative of the Riquelme family, as in the producers of Real Supermarket and the Nico brand too? I know there are many Riquelmes, but it's just a question. Rafa, who asked you? Oh my goodness. My ex. Come on. I'm guessing Magali had issues with her internet too. Poor Rafa. I'm sorry for your ex that left you. The same recommendation I just gave Matute, whatever comes easy goes easy. There will be some person, beautiful human being that you will work hard for, and she will stay. Okay, what question are you answering to right now? Which number are you? We should be at least finishing number 3 or 4. Okay, Rafa, you gotta work on your Spanglish, okay? Should be turned into English. But yeah, I'm happy for you that that self-esteem is very important. Okay, finished? 3 more minutes so we can comment on the answers too. Are you ready? Here's the example I was talking to you about. Okay, the same one that I included in the presentation, but it said like brands that are from the US. Victoria, good. Number 3. Perfect. Okay, so 5 more minutes then. Three more minutes. 3 more minutes. Okay, Mr. Lighting McQueen. Mr. McQueen, you gotta make sure that I can read your notebook and that you have a perfect, beautiful handwriting too, besides just finishing super fast. But congratulations, Pepo. Very good. 2 more minutes. Lighting McQueen. I imagine you like Lighting McQueen. Rafa, good luck. You gotta say good luck. It's not that hard. I think you're used to using Spanglish only because it's like you're used to. It's not like you don't remember the words. Let me give you my recommendation I gave to other students too. Watch Netflix series or movies, whatever, but watch them in English with English subtitles. Okay, 30 seconds. Finishing? Yes, yes, yes. So we can comment. Okay, time's up. Let me just comment this out loud. Let me just comment the answers. And you can finish it doing while we're discussing. And today you will have time to upload it until 2:30. Okay? You know how to speak English, Rafa. I'm sure you do. And if you don't, make sure you improve it now that you're in school. Make sure you do it. Seriously, you're in a super expensive school that is bilingual. You have the best scenario to improve your English. So keep trying. Keep trying. Okay, let us answer the questions. Mateo, I'm sorry. Okay, but did you finish? Did you do it? Are you okay? Let me know. Let us share the answers. Miss Amani, you tell me, number one, what is the other name given to a marketing channel? Amani, you tell me that. And Paula Gomez, you tell me. Question number four, what does taking title means? Okay. Amani, I want to see your response. Something while they're answering, something that is very, 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 very important. Now, please check your question number one. The question that you had to answer, what is a marketing channel? That Amani will tell us the alternative name. Please check that you copied a set of interdependent. Did you copy that? A set of interdependent organizations. Usually if you skim read it like super fast, you might write a set of independent. But independent is totally the opposite as interdependent. So if you're gonna correct it, do it right now. Amani, channel distribution. Very good, very good, very good. And Paula, do we have yours? What is taking title? Super important. Correct it right now, and you just say busted. I did it. Sorry, I copied independent. Usually, I have many people copying this wrong. Interdependent means that one depends on the other. Okay, so we can't have an independent channel because that wouldn't be a channel. Should be like a chain, right? So that is interdependent. And Paula says that taking title means that they own the merchandise and control the terms of the sale. Perfect. In this case, there are some members in the chain that might not take title of the goods. Who are these? Who are the people that do not take title? These are the agents or brokers. And let me explain that. Why? All of the others, both wholesalers and retailers, own the merchandise. They buy it in order to sell it. In the case of the agents, they don't. Okay, it's not like they have it as their own merchandise. If we think about it, there's an intermediary that is super important, but they don't get as involved as, let's imagine in this same example of Faber-Castell, there could be an agent or broker that could be a business like DHL or Asuncion Express or any other that usually do this importing, exporting. Okay, this business, in the case of our Castel, that is working in, where is it? In Brazil, I think. Brazil and in, I don't know, Germany or another country, Switzerland, something like that. So an agent or broker could be DHL, for example, you know, the business DHL. So they bring it from Brazil through DHL to Martinez Hermanos. Martinez Hermanos sells it to Maita. Maita sells it to a student. So that agent or broker, that person in between, could be an intermediary, yes, but they don't take title of the goods. Do you know what I mean? Parra doesn't have internet connection. Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you for letting me know. I'll write it down. So in that case, do you understand what taking title means? Okay, you don't own it, but you are sort of like there as an intermediary. Super important, but you don't take title. You don't own the merchandise. Taking title is you do own the merchandise, and just like Paula said, you control the terms of the sale. Another thing. The three things that an intermediary does. Intermediaries do three things. One, they negotiate with one another, okay, the members of the chain. Number two, they buy and they sell products. And number three, they facilitate the change of ownership between the buyer and the seller to move the product from the producer to the consumer. Okay, they change this ownership of the product. So these three things are developed by them. You know, you have to define the three: retailer, wholesaler, and agents or brokers. I'm sure you found the definition of the three. And the last one, the transactional, logistical, and facilitating functions. Did you see the chart, the blue chart, the beautiful blue chart? This one, okay? This blue chart that you can find in the, both in the scan, if you did it with the scan, or in your notebooks, they explain the functions. And I'll say it super fast. Number one, the transactional. Transaction means something comes back and forth. So in that case, a transactional function could be contacting and promoting, negotiating, and taking risks. It's something that these intermediaries all do. No matter if you're a wholesaler, a retailer, or an agent or broker, you usually have these transactional functions. You negotiate, contact, you promote, you take the risk. You run a risk. Then we have logistical functions. Have you ever heard of this term? This is a logistics business. Empresa de logística. Yes? No? Does it sound familiar? Logistics business is usually in charge of manipulating something, like transporting something from side A to side B. Okay? As you copied there, I'm sure, logistical functions have to do with physically distributing something, sorting, and storing. They sound similar, but they are different. Storing is to save, to keep it safe. And sort is to organize, categorize. And the last one, facilitating functions. The facilitating functions could be financing and researching. It's not functions that they're obliged to do, but they usually all do it. They finance. That means if Faber-Castell sells it to who was it? Martinez Hermanos. Martinez Hermanos sells it to Super 6 and they can finance it. And they say, I'm going to sell it to you, but I will cover the costs in 2 months. Or you got to pay for the items in 1 month. That is financing. And researching. Sometimes they do investigations and tell you numbers about the sales and stuff. So those are all the functions that are done by the members in the chain. Transactional, logistical, and facilitating functions. Are there any questions? Anna, yes, Mateo just told us that. I'm sorry for that. Did you get to do the work? Did the classmates show you the thing to do it? Okay. Support business. Yeah, it has to do all of these um, all of these chores, all of these things that they do is especially to support a business. I have a very good story, but I'm not gonna have time to share it to you. A story that happened to Ochi. You know, Ochi, the brand of pork and the best pate in the world. And I don't know, I love Ochi. But they have a huge story that I'm gonna tell you about, but I'll do it next class. Before we go, I would like you to write down, as we do in the other classes, you tell me, what did you learn? Is there something that you're taking with you, a new concept, a new idea, something that you like, that you enjoy? Today we didn't see any videos, I think, right? I'm saving some amount of videos, so I hope you have a very good internet for the future classes, all of you. Because I'm gonna share a couple that I really, really like. Some awesome cases of distributing. But you tell me, what did you learn today? Remember, just like it says there, and I said before, as soon as you finish right now, please, please, please upload it to the Teams app. I have already created the tareas task, so you can upload the work there. Good, Paula. What retailers are? That's what you learned, Rafa. Good. I'm happy. Please try. I'm guessing that you're gonna try the blind testing. Logistical functions. Yeah. Good. The meaning of taking title. Good. That called your attention. Perfect. That called my attention too when I learned it for the first time. I remember. Good, thank you. Thank you for all the comments. I'm happy to read you there. I appreciate your presence. I hope you have a very, very good afternoon. Enjoy, 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 and see you. Thank you, Maga. Thank you, everyone. See you next class. Bye bye. Don't forget to upload the work. Bye bye, bye bye.